So, hyperfixations. I'm neurodivergent, so I have a lot of them, and I have severe ADHD, so I go through a lot of them. So because I go through a lot of hyperfixations, I thought it'd be really interesting to make this series where I talk about them every week or every 2 weeks or whatever, and track basically how they change over time, what hyperfixations kind of go away, which ones come in really strong, which ones become permanent, that kind of thing. So this is the second day of recording. This is the third take of recording. So I had a couple pages of like topics, and then I realized I could just write down literally everything relevant to me in this moment, and that counts as this week. I don't know why I thought it'd be otherwise. So first and foremost, y'all, I am sorry for the person I will become in like a week when I see Nosferatu. I'm so excited for Nosferatu. But here's the thing. Not only am I sorry for the person I'll become once I watch Nosferatu, but then in a couple more months, I'll also be sorry for the person I'll become when Superman comes out. And anyone who knows what the cast looks like for those movies will notice the connection. I'm a big fan of Nicholas Hoult because, lo and behold, it's the year 2024. This year, like so many other people, I developed the X-Men hyperfixation. So I've seen all the movies, all that jazz. And I'm pretty sure when he filmed whichever first X-Men movie he's in, he was like around my age. So now I'm like, I get to see where you've gone in acting now. Where are you now in acting? I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see. I watched essentially one of his first really big roles, and now I get to see his really big roles now. And like Lex Luthor's a huge role. I'm a comic book enjoyer. I'm not a Superman enjoyer. I'll be so real with y'all. Not a Superman enjoyer usually. I don't, and I've talked to my brother about this a lot because he is a very big Superman fan. What it is, I think, is that there's not enough, it doesn't feel as real world to me because it's not grim enough. It's not dark enough. I do like Flash comics. I love the Flash. I don't love Superman. I do prefer comics that take place in Gotham or Bloodhaven. Anything that's a little more grimy, I guess. Is that the word I use? Yeah, let's go with that. It's a little more grimy. So I'm just not super into Superman. And I think I will be, but not for Superman. Never for Superman. I think I'll focus probably on Lois. I assume they have Jimmy, right? I love Jimmy Olsen. He's funny as hell to me. Hold on. Yes, they do have Jimmy, and he's that one actor that got famous, I want to say on Disney Channel. Makes sense. Happens to all of them. But we are gonna have Jimmy Olsen, and I'm gonna be really excited about Jimmy Olsen. But oh my god, I'm so sorry for the person that I will be becoming when that comes out, because I know I will. I just know that I will. You know what I mean? I know myself enough that I know I can't avoid it. I know I won't be able to get away from these movies without doubling down a hyperfixation. I know that's not how I work. I can't avoid that. Oh my God, I have so many things written down. Oh, I mean, in a similar vein of thinking, um, I am a big fan of Jeff the Shark. Jeff the Land Shark, sorry. Jeff the Land Shark. Um, I haven't I haven't personally played Marvel Rivals. My partner's played Marvel Rivals. I really love what people are doing at the moment, which is using his little whirlpool thing to grab people, and then he jumps off the edge of the map and then unleashes everyone. I think that's really good. My brother, a while back, we were talking about Jeff the Land Shark because that's a puppy. You're being mad at a puppy right now. At everyone who finds him frustrating in Marvel Rivals. That's a dog. But I think it's really funny. A couple years, like maybe a year and a half ago, I want to say, my brother was, purchasing some first appearance comics and decided, you know what, I'll get Jeff the Land Shark. He got it for $38. He texted me a couple days ago about this. The first appearance of Jeff the Shark is now $200. So that's where that's going. I love him, though. I love that they made a whole winter event because they were like, you don't like him so much? We'll do an event that's just him. Cinema right there. Another thing I really like about Marvel Rivals, height accurate Logan. Thank you so much. Height accurate Logan is like what, 5'2"? Perfect. Cinema. I love that the Hulk and Logan can fastball special. Also cinema. I love anytime fastball special happens. I'm so glad they put it in the game. I'm also really glad that they didn't make it look like Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman's great. He's doing great with the role. He has been the whole time doing great with the role. Not every depiction of him needs to look like Hugh Jackman. We used to change actors more readily for characters, and now we're kind of just sticking him with it, and I'm like, okay, that's not it, though. That's not good. So I'm glad they didn't. He kind of looks like X-Men Evolution Wolverine a little bit. That's kind of what he looks like to me. When he doesn't have the points, you know what I mean? He looks like Evolution Wolverine. Oh my God, I have so many things. This is how big the notebook is, and it's like a whole list. Oh my God, okay. So there's a lot of things I could be talking about that are on this list. There's a couple things that relate to the same topic, but there was this really long post that this teacher made where she was talking about how like a lot of her colleagues and stuff are retiring, quitting, or just like trying to find some other job that's not teaching. And it was really, honestly, yeah, it was heartbreaking to read. I'll be so for real with you. It's about to be 2025. I graduated high school in 2019. Okay, I'm 23 years old. And so I was in high school not terribly long ago. Like I haven't been out of high school for 10 years yet. It hasn't been that long since I was in high school, and it's already a drastically different landscape. And it is definitely because post-COVID, and it is because we're in the midst of an AI boom. And it's specifically that is damaging. A lot of kids are turning in papers that are completely AI generated, and the teacher can tell because they're way above the learning level, the writing level of what a person that age should be. So she has to grade everything on a curve of, well, this person didn't write a good essay, but they wrote it themselves. They didn't have a bot write it. So then she gives that person an A because they're actually doing it. They're actually learning. They're wanting to learn. It really sounds like if you've got a kid, you know, middle school, high school age, if they are not already instilled with like a love of reading or learning, they're probably not ever going to. I don't understand. It's so baffling to me to hear that children do not want to learn at all. That's insane. I don't ever want to stop learning. And you're just gonna not do assignments? You're gonna have a computer do it for you? That's stupid. What are you, when you grow up, what the fuck are you gonna do? You can't do anything if you can't learn. It sucks. It really sucks. And it's to the point in which, on top of like any essay or whatever, or assignment the kids turn in that's clearly done by AI, it's not only above their writing level, it's above their comprehension level. They're turning in college or master's level essays. When she hears them talk, she hears their actual syntax. Not even close. She asks them questions about the really good paper they turned in. They have no idea because they didn't do it. It's people under the age of 20 are just now varying levels of illiterate, and it's terrifying. I think that's another thing with how on like TikTok and stuff, people on Book Talk, as it is called, people on Book Talk that are young will complain about how many words are on a page. How many pages is this book? It's a book. You shouldn't be caring about that. You have the book because that's what you want to read. You're clearly just having this book to get likes, to get clicks, to get popular. I'm honestly, part of me is really glad that TikTok is on the verge of getting banned in the States, because I think we need that. Not for security reasons, but the brains in this country are clearly not working out. So, you know, that also makes it really worrying that like a lot of people don't trust, or a lot of people rather don't think politicians should be old. But then also we're now raising people who will never be fit to do those things either, because they didn't learn anything when they were supposed to. They didn't learn anything while their minds were still formative. And then they're going to be 35 and eligible to be in a high elected office. And they don't know anything. Terrifying. It's to the point in which there's such a small group of people, a small slit, like a small chunk of the population that will actually be capable of doing those kinds of jobs. And it will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And terrifying. Also, using AI for like essays and assignments and shit, I'm sorry, that's lame as hell. You can't think up original ideas? You haven't been paying attention in class for so damn long that it's just, you just can't even know where to begin? Are they, like, how much do you have to be fumbling your own goddamn brain for you to need to use a bot? Okay? How much do you need to be fumbling your own neurons? Your own synapses or whatever in your brain? Disgusting. That's dumb as hell. Literally being like, oh, well, I used AI to write this. Okay, cool. You just told me that you weren't smart enough to accomplish a task that you're supposed to be smart enough to accomplish by now. Sorry. Speaking of AI, I need to point out, I don't think all AI is inherently bad. I specifically do not like generative AI because A, everything I just said. B, it's literally causing humans to be speedrunning the end of the Earth life cycle. The Earth will die faster. We're speedrunning it. But also, like, there is AI that's okay. I have a friend who works at a startup, and their whole thing is that they're trying to train an AI to basically more accurately predict how much inventory a place needs to order so that they are not wasting as much. That's good. That's good. AI that's trained to detect what could be early warning signs of disease or some medical condition, that's good. Generative AI is not. Okay? I want to make that so wildly clear. There's a difference, and it's a very important difference. I don't know if AI bots that are used to predict things like that, I don't know if those are hurting the environment. I know generative AI is. But that's just a lack of being informed on my part, to be so for real. But on the note of AI, the Game Awards happened like last week, I think. And there was this game that was announced that was so obviously generative AI. Yeah, I'll say it. It's called Catly or something like that. And not only is it generative AI, but it's also exclusively being like made and pushed by people who are like super into NFTs and cryptocurrency. And I'm like, I really hope that that game existing is how people realize generative AI is bad, because most people disagree with NFTs and cryptocurrency out of what would be the general gaming populace, I guess. And then you look at this game that's so very obviously generative AI because they didn't want to pay real artists anything. And it's just disgusting. Also, it doesn't look good. Like, it's aesthetically, like, all the colors are really pretty, but it's because it's AI, it's repulsive. If it were done in a nice, stylistic way by real people, I would think that game's beautiful. But it's so obviously AI that it, like, actively repulses me. Does that make sense? I don't know. Another thing with AI is that, and we've all heard about it by this point, because by this point it's been like a month, I think, maybe, since Spotify Wrap dropped. I don't remember. But it was shit. And it was because they fired a bunch of people and replaced it with AI. And people were like, well, where's the genre thing? They fired the guy that was in charge of that algorithm, that programming, and he took the programming with him. So they didn't have it anymore. So they couldn't do it, basically, because they didn't do whatever to be able to keep that information. I don't know. Also, it was wildly incorrect. A lot of people ended up going to stats.fm or whatever and got genuinely accurate year-end responses. And when I say some people got numbers that were wildly wrong, my roommate, one of my roommates, was told that they were the 0.05% of listeners for a certain Olivia Rodrigo song. And then it was like, you listened to it 4 times. That cannot be right. That's literally impossible. What? And they only used Spotify for like a couple months out of the year. So they weren't even using it the whole year. They had like maximum, I think, like 6,000 minutes listened or whatever. Yeah. Also, it said that my top song, which I believe was like Perfect Exceeder, which is funny because I never watched Saltburn. I just really liked that song that I kept hearing because it was popular when that came out. It was like, this was your top song. You listened to it 38 times. Okay. Last year, my top song was a Louis Armstrong song, and I listened to it 232 times because I have ADHD, and I will put a song on loop. I know I listened to many songs more than 38 times. I don't know if Spotify tracks if you're looping a song as a part of that. I don't know. I just thought it was ridiculous. I was like, these numbers are obviously wrong. None of this makes sense. I wouldn't even think I'm in the top 10% of listeners for my top artist, but it said top 5 or top 2%. And I was like, I don't think so. Because my top artist was a K-pop group. Ain't no way I'm in the top 2%. Hell, I wouldn't even think I'm in the top 20%. Anyway, so that crashed and burned. I also think it's a really stupid business model to be like, hey, we have this thing that we have humans hired to do, and it's really, really popular every year. Let's fire half of them and make a bot do it. And then it went terribly, and everyone hates it. And a lot of people unsubscribed from premium, stuff like that. Some people just stopped using it altogether. People went back to Apple Music. It was a beautiful burn, though. It was a beautiful crash and burn, and I loved it. What else do I have? There's so many things on here. Okay. I have literally just a scribble on the bottom of my note that says, give an Abby Lee pyramid, Dance Mom's pyramid of hyperfixation characters or celebrities. This I think I can do, but I need to really think about it. So I'm going to pause recording and come back when I have an Abby Lee pyramid. We're unpausing the recording. Welcome back. It's been like half an hour, and I now have a Dance Mom style pyramid of fictional characters or celebrities for like ranking them this week. And I need you to keep in mind, while I am relating it to a Dance Mom's pyramid, it is different from a Dance Mom's pyramid because people and characters can move off of the pyramid, and there can be characters who are new to the pyramid. Okay. This week's pyramid, I don't remember. I think they start from the bottom and go up. At the bottom of the pyramid, we have David Cornsweet, who's playing Superman. I'm preemptively putting him on the bottom of the tier because we've gotten our first teaser trailer, which means we'll get like a full we'll get more. We'll get more pictures and shit. We'll get more promotional material. We're in the home stretch. So I'm preemptively putting David Cornsweet on there, mainly because of this TikTok or whatever and I can't remember what his account name is, but he's this guy with curly hair. He's like dude with a camera or something like that. It was a little promotional video for Superman where he was like, hey, can you guys watch Superman for a second? And then set it in front of David Cornsweet dressed as Clark Kent and not Superman. That was really cute. He gets a spot on the bottom of the pyramid. He's at the bottom of the pyramid, but that's because he's new to the pyramid. Another character new to the pyramid, Shadow the Hedgehog. My favorite Sonic character is Jet. The hawk. I think he's a hawk, I think. See, I don't even know that. But he's my favorite Sonic character. He's not on the pyramid because he's not really relevant in the sphere of hyperfixation right now. But Shadow gets to go on there. I haven't seen Sonic 3 yet. I'm assuming I'll love it. Most people seem to love it that like Sonic stuff. So Shadow is also preemptively on the pyramid, but he's a little more. He's already got a leg in the door. Let's go. He's already got a leg in the door, you know? On the bottom of the pyramid, one of my permanent hyperfixation characters, Dr. Octopus. He's on the bottom of the pyramid because he hasn't really been relevant this week, but he's always relevant in my heart. Let's go with that. He's always relevant in my heart. So Dr. Octopus is finishing out the bottom tier of the pyramid. Next, and I do realize that I put too many people on this pyramid. So I will just, where's my pencil? This character can just not be in the pyramid. Cool. Okay. I need to point out, there's only 2 real people on the pyramid this week. There's 6 slots. There's only 2 real people on the pyramid. But in slot 4, which I guess would be 3rd place in the pyramid, we have Scott Summers, Cyclops. He's just a dude. Like, I want to punch him and also give him a hug. Dude goes through a lot, but I don't know. I'm not like obsessed with Scott Summers in any respect. So I guess in terms of a hyperfixation tier, he technically shouldn't be on here. But I think about his connection to other X-Men a lot. So I think he deserves to be up here. So 3rd place slot, Scott Summers. 2nd place slot. Gotta listen to me, because I'm gonna start talking about K-pop. And I know not everyone likes that. Hyunjin of Stray Kids. Just a beautiful man. I'll be so real with you. Just a beautiful man who can fucking dance. That's all I want in K-pop. I'll be so real with you. I look at he would be called my bias. For those of you who aren't familiar with K-pop terminology, he would be what is called my bias, Stray Kids. He's my favorite member of the group. You call that your bias. And, you know, whatever group you like, you develop a bias in that group, your favorite member of that group or whatever. And then you can, you know, whatever. Just a beautiful man who can really dance. And a lot of my biases in other groups or bias wreckers, which are like your second favorite, who sometimes seems like they are more your favorite than your go-to favorite. In every single K-pop group that I know members' names of, which is only like 3 groups, which is Stray Kids. Well, that's not true. Out of male groups, because I don't pay attention to what roles the girls in girl groups have, unless they're the leader. But in guy groups, I only know like 3 groups. I only know the names of people in 3 groups, and it's Stray Kids, ATEEZ, and only one of. But in only one of, I only know the name of my favorite person, who is a dancer. I do believe he's lead dancer. Is he main dancer? I don't remember. I think he's the main dancer though. For anyone curious, I believe his name is Jin. He has really long hair in most of the pictures I've seen of him. He's got really long hair. But my bias wrecker of ATEEZ is San, who is one of the dancers, one of the primary dancers or whatever. I'm also not really sure how that works, because it seems to change. Excuse me, it seems to change a little bit. But anyways, Hyunjin is in the 2nd place spot on the pyramid this week. He's at the number 2 slot on the pyramid. Just a beautiful man who can dance. All of their music videos for their solo songs are coming out. They're all beautiful. Absolutely love everything I've seen of his. I haven't actually seen the whole thing. I don't remember if it's even out yet, but I've seen, you know, the little clips they post. It's beautiful. Anytime I watch something where Hyunjin is dancing, I'm locked in. I'm so locked in. It's so cool how much body control he has. It's amazing. So anyways, he's number 2 on the pyramid. And number 1 is Jeff the Land Shark. He deserves to be up there. He is the most prevalent out of all of these characters on the pyramid. Oh my god, all of these characters are male. Yikes. Let me just... Okay. All of the characters on this pyramid are male. That was not intentional. I was going through my camera roll and being like, what characters do I have in my camera roll from the last week? And then I, went on Twitter, got distracted for half an hour. What tweets have I retweeted this past week that are of characters I hyperfixate on? Turns out the only two things that landed on the pyramid from looking at that for half an hour was Scott Summers, Cyclops, and David Gordon Sweat. So but Jeff the Land Shark's number one on the pyramid because this kind of feels like a Jeff the Land Shark episode, which is funny because this is an inaugural episode. Whatever. You know what? Yeah, shout out. This episode's dedicated to Jeff the Land Shark. He's beautiful. It's literally a puppy. If Jeff the Land Shark were a real entity in the real world and I met him, I would probably immediately be like, this is a puppy. Big teeth, yeah, whatever. Shark teeth, yeah, whatever. It's a puppy. That's a puppy. He's little. He's not that scary. He's little. He's a puppy. Would I say that if he was the same size as a normal shark? Yes. But he deserves to be at the top of the pyramid. Anyway, there's my little tier list. Now, I think that's going to be all for this week because that was a lot. Talked about a lot of things. Had to do multiple takes. But that's going to be this week. In terms of weekly hyperfixations. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. I don't care if you're someone that I know personally or not. Thank you for watching. I'm new to posting on YouTube, so like I value your viewership. And I'll be back next time. I am pre-recording the first couple of these because I'm going to be busy for all of February. So I have, less time to do things because I'm a theater kid, IRL. I got adult obligations to theater, for all of February. So the first couple of these will be pre-recorded, but I do really thank you for your viewership and for the fact that you listened to me yap for like half an hour. That's important to me. Next week, hopefully I'll have a good solid list of things to talk about. I always will. Like I said, I have severe ADHD and I'm ADHD, so hyperfixations come and go way faster than the seasons. Basically hyperfixations come and go with like the same amount as like social battery comes and goes, so I'll be back next week. We'll see what happens. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see, how I grow and how I change over time. And I think for me and how I operate as a person, making a log of my favorite hyperfixations is going to be one of the best ways to track my growth as a person, because I may not remember how I was doing in my day-to-day life as easily as I will remember these things that I'm fixating on. So, thank you all for watching. Like I said before, I value your viewership. I'm new to this. And I'll see you next week. Have a good one, y'all. Genuinely have a good one. See you then.